Hi everyone, it's Kat, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a paper bouquet for your mom. So as you guys know, Mother's Day is this Sunday, the 10th, and it's actually Mother's Day in Mexico too. So if you are Hispanic like me and you celebrate Mother's Day in Mexico, but for your mom here, then it's on the same day this year, so that's super cool. Okay, so I'm going to be teaching you how to make this paper bouquet. As you can see, I made mine with white paper, but it's actually really cool if you do green paper, like if you color it green, or if you use old newspaper, it gives it a really cool vintage look. But I just use the white so you could see it better. It springs off like this, and this is the grass area, and then you make little flowers like this. So what you're going to need is a full sheet of paper, either another sheet to color for different flowers, or if you don't have another sheet, you can use post-it notes. These are just from a notepad, and that's what I'm going to be using. Some scissors, a Sharpie or marker of any type, and some glue. Tape. I don't know why I said glue. Okay, so to start off, what you are going to do is fold this big paper in half, hot dog style. Make sure you really crease it, and then the crease that you made will face you. You are going to grab your scissors and make small cuts, but make sure that you leave at least 2 centimeters at the bottom where it is still connected, so you're not going to cut all the way down, just most of the way. And so as you guys can see from the beginning, we have these 2 flaps, but this is going to go all the way down the paper. So keep doing that until you have completely cut through all the paper. Like I said, this is super cool if you do paint it green or have green paper, or if you go use scrapbook paper or old news clippings. It'll look super cool. For this one, I just recycled an old piece of paper for my example, and it was still really effective and useful. But yeah, each of it will add your own touch, and if you want to make it so that it's a paper that has like a little note that's hidden, you can do that as well. But I am just going to be using this one. And you want to make sure that your little strands are pretty thin, not super thin, but thin enough that it'll make it look like little grass strands at least. If you do thicker ones, it just makes it harder to make it look realistic and loop around. But with the thinner ones, you can loop it around a few times and it gives it more of a 3D dimension. And then these don't have to be perfect, but if you want them to be a little more even, you can measure them out with a ruler and space them out completely evenly. I just like to freestyle it and just kind of eyeball where my cuts are. But if you want this to look super perfect, you can measure it out. So once I'm done cutting, my paper is going to look like this. It's still attached at the bottom, like I said. I left some space. Now, you're going to roll it together like so, pretending that there is like a toilet paper tube in the center, so you're going to leave some room. Once you have it rolled together, grab your tape. You're just going to grab a piece and tape the bottom together so that you don't have to hold it. And so I got to loop mine around twice, so it has 2 layers and it looks a little more 3D. Again, if yours is green, it'll look more like grass, but mine is white just because it's easier to show you guys with the white paper. And then if you want to, you can bend these down a little bit. Just make sure you're not creasing them completely. Make sure you separate them out a little. Okay, and that part is done, so we're going to set it aside. Now you're going to want to draw your flowers. And I am actually not very good at drawing flowers, but if you are, you could do better flowers than I can. I'm going to do some very simple styles. So for the first one, I just do a circle for the center, and I'm going to do little circles attached to it all around. And then in these little areas, I'm going to fill it with even more circles. And it's going to be just a growing flower. As you can see, I'm just putting these where it looks best. No particular technique. Okay, and once I have that one, it just looks like that. And I'm going to cut around it. This one's more of a circle, so it's pretty easy to cut. Once that one's cut, I want to move on to the next flower. For this one, I'm going to do a different style. So I'm going to do a bigger flower. And what I want to do is make it a different style. So for this one, I'm going to loop it like so and connect it like that. And I'm going to do that again on the opposite side and on another side. And then in between these little gaps, I'm going to do smaller ones. And that's just a different style flower. So that one just looks like that. And I'm going to cut that one again. I like to leave some of the paper around the edges because it's easier for me to cut. But if you want to make it a little more clean looking, you can cut around every little area. So for the last flower, I am going to just do a regular style. And I'm going to just do, again, the circle in the middle and just the petals, and these are just bigger circles. You want to make sure you have at least 5. Okay. That's the last one, just a really simple style flower. And then again, just cut. Once you have your flowers cut out, I just did 3, but you can do a lot more than just 3. You're going to face the drawing down and grab your tape, cut off a piece, loop it together so that it sticks on itself and each side is sticky, and place it to the back. And then with your little grass, you're going to grab an outer piece and just stick it to that. So it's going to look just like that. And then you're going to keep doing that with each little flower you make. So you can make different shapes of flowers, different colors, different styles, and all of these will just make it look overall better. And just place them around the edges at different heights. And since I had 2 loops inside, I could place one on the inner loop, or I could keep them all on the outside. It doesn't matter. But this is just with 3. This is what it looks like. Keep in mind, mine isn't green, but I can make it green. It's just easier for me to make it white to show you guys. And then it does look a lot better. My personal favorite is with the newspaper, but this is easier to show. And the more flowers you do, the better it'll look. If you want to cut it more precisely, it'll look even better. But yeah, this is just a super simple Mother's Day craft that you guys could give to your mom this Sunday, May 10th. If you guys do this, I would love to see what your guys' turned out like and what your moms think about it. So yeah, make sure you send in those. See you next week. Bye.